it's an honor to meet you, Dr. Moyo. So I'd like to know, right, why did you start the program for the Minds? That's the LDP program, leadership program for Minds.
Okay. So you are from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
You are now studying in Rwanda.
Yeah.
And you've come to Egypt for the first time ever.
For the first time,
okay?
yeah.
You are aware, of course you are, that Nigeria is one of the countries that used to tax its citizens to facilitate for the liberation struggle on the continent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nigeria was quite involved in getting the continent to where it is now. In other words, there was a lot of solidarity in getting other African countries to get their independence. But since that happened, the solidarity has died away. We're not as a continent working together to further the interests of African citizens anymore. So because of that realization, we decided at Minds that we needed to develop a new crop of leaders, a new awareness of people like yourself to become Pan-Africanists. So we structured a scholarship program with a difference. In other words, we get people like you to study on the African continent, not to go to America or Europe or Japan or China, but to study on the African continent, but not in your own country.
Wow.
That's why you, as a Nigerian, are studying in Kigali, in East Africa. And that's why this LDP is being held in Egypt, which is now brought you to Egypt for the first time, I believe. So we're trying to get people like you to get to know the continent and get to meet each other and create these networks that are going to make you be able to work with each other on a Pan-African basis to advance that solidarity again and promote economic integration of the continent. That's why we do it.
Wow, this is profound. This is profound. So having done this for several years, right? What's the reflection about the program? Looking back, about the
It's clearly social, let me call it social engineering, is a medium to long-term issue. So people like you getting to experience this, and every time we have an LDP in a particular country, about 90% of the students would not have been to that country before.
Exactly.
So in fact, what is becoming clear is that the networks are being formed. The familiarity with different African countries is developing.
Exactly.
And so we can see that the foundations are being laid for exactly what our agenda is. We are forming people like you. When you become the president of Nigeria, you're going to be able to work with some of your classmates or cohort who we are training with here to start to solve problems on a Pan-African basis. Not just Nigeria on its own. It will be Nigeria plus other African countries resolving the problems collectively to build an integrated continent. So I think slowly we are getting there, but of course it will take time.
Wow, wow. This is very powerful. So having said all of this, Dr. Moyo, looking at the reflections, looking at the program entirely, what would be your take for, what would be the encouragement you're going to give out to every youth out there in Africa going forward?
Yeah. You see, there's another approach that we want. I don't want it to be a talk show. And that's why we do what we do the way we do it. I want it to be a lived experience. Instead of me preaching to you what I'm explaining here, the rationale and so on. But beyond me explaining to you, just the experience of you going to different African countries, meeting other young people from all over the continent, that lived experience alone, and maybe even falling in love with somebody not from Nigeria.
Exactly.
That is what we call a lived reality. And how you conduct yourself in future will depend not on what I say, but it will depend on your lived reality.
Exactly. It's powerful. Thank you so much, Dr. Moyo.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure and good luck. And please develop the net. You've met a lot of people you hadn't met before.
Yeah.
Make sure that you stay in touch with each other. Visit each other's countries and develop that network and make it live.
I'll do that.
Okay?
I'll do that. Thank
Good.
you. Thank you. To every youth out there,
you're welcome.
To every youth out there, we have a place in the global space, and we are here to solve African problems with African solutions. So let's maximize it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers.